Am I looking at the camera?
Yeah, right there you are.
Hello, Game of Thrones fans, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lady Firesnow. This is our second time in live streaming tonight. I'm here with Quaithe Theories. Say hi, Quaithe Theories.
Hello.
Hello. We are here celebrating the birthday of the man with no name.
Yeah,
Yes, we are. We're here celebrating his birthday.
And getting ready, counting down for tomorrow.
Yes, we are. We also, actually, last night we were celebrating Anon Nothrock.
Yes.
We were celebrating his wife's birthday.
Yes.
So if you've seen the Quaithe Theories videos, then you will have heard of Anon Nothrock as well.
Yeah.
So I wish they could have been here with us, and maybe one Sunday while Game of Thrones is going on, maybe we might get to watch one with them. Yeah, it would be really nice if we could do that over the next 6 weeks, maybe even for one of the finale shows.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that would be fun. Maybe we can have a date night.
Set the date. Tell them now because they're always busy.
Right. We have to do that for sure,
Yeah.
because that'll be in May for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what you're seeing here on the screen, if you haven't been tuning in, you haven't been watching, it's my table, my Game of Thrones table, as we've been preparing for the series premiere. Look, there's a cup there. Look, take it. Oh no, you can't. Here we go. We're going to be making lots of foods tomorrow. Sansa's lemon cakes and Frey's pie and the red wedding cake. We are going to have lots of fun things. You see I've got my Stark outfit on, right? My Starks tomorrow. I'll have my Targaryen on. So I wonder, can you see? Is the chat? Yeah, that's the chat.
And you can see the banners hanging in the background.
Yes, you can definitely see my banners in the background. I actually have posters on this side. I'm going to turn it so you can see the other side. So my posters are right here on this side.
On the mantle. They look great.
On the mantle, right? So they look good. Turn it back. Right. So you can see everything. There you go.
Banners.
Yeah, you can. There's stuff on the other side. There's stuff all the way around, actually, but the bigger stuff you can see from this side. So, anyway, so continuing, we were talking about two main subjects. We were talking about Varys and what did the Red Woman say to Varys in the flames, right? Or what did he see? And what did the voice say to him in the flames? And you were saying how you were rewatching the series.
I was rewatching the series, and I think she said there was a voice that spoke to you as your parts were being thrown into the flames, which I think that voice directed of what his life would take him. It dictated what he was going to do.
He would play the role.
Yes.
You play a role.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
it tells you who you're going to be, what you're going to do, and when she's telling him this, he's dumbfounded of her knowing this information.
Like, how does she know that? How does she know I heard a voice in flames?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
according to her, they are hand in hand with the Lord of the Fire and stuff like that.
Right.
And the previous conversation they had 2 minutes before that was her backing them up with Daenerys. And Bannister was trying to convince her to do it. And she says, yo, you don't need to convince me. We know who she is. We gave it to her. We made all this happen. We made the dragons come alive, like the Lord of Fire, and did all that for her.
Right.
So they're 100% backing him up. But what's his name? Sorry, Varys,
the spider.
Yes, was hesitant because the Red Woman that helped Jon Snow and also backed up Stannis did the same thing. He was like, why should we trust you?
Why should we trust you?
We heard this song and dance before.
Right. She was wrong. Yeah. She burned people at the stake. She killed little princess. She tried to kill Gendry.
He was the chosen one. He was the chosen one.
Right. And then he wasn't. And then she was wrong.
So he's like,
so why should we trust you?
Right. And that's when she told him.
Right.
We
make mistakes. We're humans.
And don't you remember what was told to you?
Right. Just like you. She says, just like you, Lord Varys. Had you not been chosen and your parts been cut and thrown into the fire, you would not be here today trying to serve the princess that was promised, basically.
Yeah. What's the voice? And the question is, what did he hear?
What did he hear?
What is it? And I kept waiting for her to say it, And this was, as much as I've watched Game of Thrones, this is actually the first time that I actually paid attention to this conversation. You know, you think you're hearing everything, but rewatch it.
No, you're really not. I still find stuff all the time that I'm like, wait a minute. Like I went back and I watched all of the scenes with Jojen.
Yes.
Do you know who Jojen is?
Yes.
Right? Jojen Reed. I mean, I have a whole theory that I really think we have to see the Reeds again. Either we're gonna see Jojen. Well, Jojen's dead, so we're either gonna see Mira Reed.
Yeah.
Or is she going to come back with Howland Reed?
Oh, man.
You know, that's one of my big things that's in my Brandon White Walker's video. It's like, I need to see my predictions video, I need to see a new person. Mm-hmm. I need to see a new location. I need a piece of the puzzle. We're not going to get the whole ending.
Yeah.
But we're going to get enough of the piece of the puzzle to make the ending make sense.
Yeah.
And they're going to simplify it. They're going to make it so simple, because they want people to get it. And Game of Thrones is so complicated. If they make it complicated, nobody's going to get the ending.
Well, there's only 6. There's only
6 episodes. You know?
If you don't know the story, then
we're getting the same amount of hours that we got last season.
But I don't think
just in 6 episodes
is going to be that intense. I mean, do you think that?
No, I don't. It was like this. Look, at the end of season 6, okay, at the end of season 6 is when they showed Bran go back in time and see Jon Snow be born.
Yep.
And they saw Ned Stark walk in there with Lyanna. Do you know that a vast majority of people thought that they were sleeping together?
Yeah.
And that there was their baby? It's like they didn't get it.
They weren't listening.
They weren't paying attention to the whole story and everything was going on. So I'd say 50%, maybe even, a vast number of people were saying, are they sister and brother sleeping together now? And it's like, no, are you not paying attention?
Yeah.
And that's why at the end of season 7, even though at the end of season 6, they told us that Jon was Lyanna's baby and that Jon was a Targaryen.
They showed the wedding. They showed them under the tree.
No. They didn't show that until the end of season 7. But the reason that they showed that,
twice. Which did they show 7? And there was another time where they.
No, in season 6, they showed us Lyanna in the bed with blood and the baby being given to Ned. If you know who Lyanna is, and you understood what was happening in the storyline, you knew that was Jon and he was Lyanna's baby, and that means he's Rhaegar's baby because you've been listening to all the things about Rhaegar.
Yes.
But they don't actually show us Rhaegar and show us him marrying Lyanna and the fact that Jon is Aegon Targaryen until the end of season 7. And it was a big reveal. But most people who knew the story already knew that end of season 6 scene was telling us that.
Yes.
If you knew the story, if you understood who Lyanna and Rhaegar were, and if you were watching that part of the series.
Lyanna, this is who Robert Baratheon was in love with, correct?
Lyanna is the one that Robert Baratheon was in love with.
Okay. He's the one that gave her, when they went to visit the tombs, the feather.
Yes.
And that is what is in the previews.
Yes.
The feather.
You know what the feather represents in the previews?
That's what I'm getting to. What does the feather represent?
Okay, so the feather represents Sansa. Because when Sansa went down into the crypts, when she went to marry Ramsay. She went to marry Ramsay Bolton, the one that beat her and raped her and did all that.
Crazy guy. Yeah.
Crazy guy. Okay. Crazy guy that got eaten by the wolves. Eaten by his own dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. When she went down to the crypts, well, first when Robert went down in the crypts, he put the feather in Lyanna's hand, right?
Yes.
Okay. When Sansa went down in season 4, I think, or 5, she picks up the feather, blows it, and she's looking at it while they're talking about Lyanna, while they're talking about the history.
Right.
She's looking at it. So to me, if you're looking at if you're talking about the upcoming the previous
Preview,
the last thing they just dropped, which that I know of, unless something's dropped yesterday or today.
No.
But the last thing they dropped was a bunch of items. They showed dragon glass arrows.
Yes.
Those represented Gendry. Okay. They showed Bran's wheelchair. Okay. It was turned over on its side. If you look closely, you'll see it. Bran's wheelchair is there.
I did see that.
They showed a needle in the middle of all of the weapons, which is Arya's needle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They showed Daenerys's chain with her pendant, with her dragon pendant, hanging on a broken wheel.
She's going to break the wheel.
They show the snow blow away and Jon's sword, Longclaw, appear, like come out of the snow, and then all of a sudden you start seeing the blood coming out and dripping onto the snow. That means his blood is important. So of all those items, the item that they had was the feather, and so the feather represents Sansa. Because it's the only, think about it, there's nothing else to represent Sansa.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
There's nothing else. So that's what the feather is. And it just, in general, it also, if you go to the previous trailer when it fell down onto the ground, to the first trailer where they're walking through the crypts and it fell down to the ground and then it froze, that feather there represents also the secret.
That's what I was getting to.
The secret.
They show them in the crypt. They show the feather. They show all these idols that you were just talking about. But they also showed the ice coming through.
Yes.
One of their sayings is, all of their sayings is, winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
What does that mean for them? Why is that so important?
Winter, anytime a house has words like that, they have it for some historical thing, event that happened. And so they have two sayings. They have winter is coming and a Stark must always be in Winterfell.
Yes.
And those two things are significant to the Stark house.
History.
And I don't think they're going to tell us all of that because Starks are the blood of the first men, which means that you hear it. If you listen to them say it, they say it. Even Jon told Ygritte, I'm blood of the first men, just like you. You hear them say that a lot. So
then why even show the crypt? Why even show the preview of that? Something is going to happen with crypt. I really
hope so. I want to see something happen in the crypts. I need to see something happen in the crypts. I need to see something happen in the crypts.
That's their labyrinth. I think the crypt is pretty much like history of the Egyptians mummifying themselves, to come back in the afterlife.
There is a theory. There is a theory out there. I think it was, is it In Deep Geek? Is it In Deep Geek? I think it's In Deep Geek, who actually featured me on his channel one time, and I'm hoping that we'll get to do that again sometime in the future. But I believe it was him who brought forth the theory that the mysterious horn. I did a video on the mysterious horn very early on in my first videos I did. I think it was like the second or third video. I did the mysterious horn. And that's the horn that appears with the dragon glass when Sam is north of the wall with the Night's Watch, and they find the dragon glass, and the horn is there in that scene. And then we never see it again, and we never hear about it again. But in the books, there are several horns, and I did an explanation on all that. But that horn, his theory is, In Deep Geek's theory is, or says that there's a theory out there that exists that maybe when you blow the horn, it raises up the kings and lords that live, and all the kings that lived in the crypts. And there's magic in the crypts. See, the first Stark, Bran the Builder, the first Stark, he was the first Stark back from that story. Yeah. He built actually the crypts and only the surrounding wall of Winterfell. So, and many believe that there's been magic built into it. So that's when we've seen in the previews, right, that they're going to be down in the crypts. Yeah. We've seen that, right? Yeah. I believe that they're down there and they're going to be safe down there. They're going to be safe in the crypts. The White Walkers are not going to be able to come in.
They're not going to be able to cross that line.
Right. And I think, though, I have a feeling that Bran can't be down there.
Well, his visions when he was younger. Bran always taken.
Bran now, wherever Bran is,
the
Night King can go in if Bran is in there.
So Third Eye Raven kept taking him down there. the beginning when he was young, having the dreams. Kept taking him to the crypt, kept taking him to the...
Bran.
Yes.
Third Eye Raven kept taking him into the crypts. That's true. That's true. I hadn't thought of that. That he took him down the crypts.
Something about the crypt that Third Eye Raven kept trying to get his attention.
Yeah.
To pay attention to.
That's true. It's funny that you say that because I did have that on my Bran video. You can see him following into the crypts.
Yeah, and he lands on something. It was really important. And it was telling him the future of what was going to happen to his dad, which his dad's going to die. He then tells the girl that's helping him.
Yeah, I had a dream. I saw Dad down here in the crypts. I need to go down here.
So he saw him before. So you're right. There's magic down there.
Yeah. There's magic in the crypts. There's definitely magic in the crypts.
I think the magic ties into our conversation on our other show, which comes turn full circle back to Uncle Benji.
Uncle Benjen.
So Benjen has that. For some reason, the Starks have that ability. Why? I think it's about pure of heart. I think
they're pure of heart. That's why their family is chosen.
Are good. I think if they are to come back as White Walkers, they're going to come back as the good White Walkers.
So there is a theory though that that someone will blow the horn, and it will raise up the kings, and they will protect the Winterfell. Yeah. Or something.
It's got to be Bran. He has to be able to go in there because that's who they're after.
I don't know.
And if they can't come out, how are they going to protect him?
I would even go and have a real bold. I'm going to go out on the limb and say that it's very possible that they will discover that Bran he will discover that being Three-Eyed Raven has something to do with that, and that he may have to leave. And they may have to take a group to take Bran to leave so that the crypts can be safe. Because Bran was marked and the Night King was able to come into the tree and kill the Blood Raven. There's something there.
Bran did not get all the education from it because he went back and got marked too soon before he finished his studying.
Yeah.
From the Third Eye
Raven. Blood Raven.
Yes.
So you asked me earlier who the Three-Eyed Raven was and what was his story.
I think the person who's going to take his place is Sam. They need each other.
Oh, yeah. Sam definitely, I agree with that. Sam has to help him.
Bran doesn't know what to do with all this information. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, he looks mature. I think he has it. He doesn't know how to put it in order. He doesn't know what to do with it.
Well, he doesn't know what to go look at.
He
doesn't know what to go look at.
So history.
The way I described it on one of my videos is that Bran is like the internet. He's like the internet. He's got all of this knowledge and ability to go look stuff up.
They showed it. Yeah.
Right. But until someone says, hey, can you see that? Will you go look at that?
Go to this place.
Go to this place. Look at this. Look at that.
Which would be Sam.
Because he's the search find. He's the Google.
Yes.
Sam is Google.
Yes. Sam is going to be his.
And Bran is the net. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Not only that, because Bran can go out there. He's going to say, okay, you need to go more this way and go check what's going on this way. Then that's going to be the information that they give. They give John. Okay, so tell me the story about the Three-Eyed Raven. I interrupted you. You were telling me about his story.
Okay, so Blood Raven and hey guys, if I get any of these details wrong, I am definitely not number one knowledgeable of every detail. So if I get some of it wrong, please feel free to comment and correct us. Let us know.
Yeah, we're brainstorming.
I'm going to see your comments. I'm going to see them right away. It's going to ding my phone if you see this video later, and I'm going to know, and we can even address it, talk about it again.
And we're all over the place because
we've got so much
seasons,
so much stuff to talk about, right? So much stuff to talk about. So talking about the Blood Raven, if you don't know who Blood Raven is, at least I can give you a little bit of knowledge. It is said that Blood Raven, though, I believe he was part of the Blackfyre family. And the Blackfyre family was the rebellious family of the Targaryens. So he has blood of the Targaryen. He has Targaryen blood. But I think he was like a bastard Targaryen or something. I think that was the history of the Blackfyres. It was when, if you look at the flag, it's black with red. Theirs was red with black. Theirs was red with the black dragon. And that's why and he got the nick. I don't know why he has that name, Blood Raven. I don't know where it came from.
In a tree?
Well, he, I think, went rogue. I think he was a pro. He was a night's watchman, and he went north of the wall and never came back. And it said that because he was a warg and a green seer, that he had the calling of the three-eyed raven, and he ended up getting there. And that's why he tells Bran, you don't want to stay too long.
Yes, that's what I was just
because you won't be able to come back.
I'm thinking that's what
happened. And that's what happened to Bloodraven. Okay. He learned the hard way, being the three-eyed raven, that the role of the three-eyed raven, I do believe that they are definitely repeating. Yeah. He's definitely repeating history. The three-eyed raven is watching everybody keep repeating the same thing. Yeah. And until Bran learns to break that cycle, until there's a blood raven that's strong enough and has enough control over his powers to not get stuck in a tree, yeah, and to physically be able to change the cycle that's been happening, then the Night King will never really truly be defeated.
Is it coincidence that both of them are hindered in their ability to walk? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, the only reason Blood Raven was hindered in his, well, I don't know all the history of Blood Raven, but as far as the only reason he's not able to though is
mobile, I should say.
What happened with Blood Raven though is that he stayed in the tree, attached to the tree.
He got part of the tree.
The tree grew into him.
Yeah.
So that's why he can't walk. Yeah. It's because he stayed too long.
Yeah.
In the world and seeing everything and learning everything so much that he grew into the tree. He's stuck in the tree. He's literally, his veins and his body is grown into the life of the tree.
Yeah. And so there are other wars. We saw it in the Wildlings. They had one. We saw it in, I think, was there another one that we saw? The Wildlings had one. The Fire. The guys with the brother with banners, they had one.
Oh, what are we talking about? I'm sorry, I lost.
A person that can warg. The ability to warg.
Oh, wargs. Wargs. How many wargs we've seen?
Yes.
Well, we saw a couple in the Wildlings. It's like each one of their tribes had a warg.
Yeah. And the brothers without banners.
Did they have a warg?
Yeah.
They might have, because they had all that kind of magical stuff.
Well, he might have been a wildling. Might have been the same thing. Because they went all out to, that's when they went out to the snow, to the island. What was that?
Yeah, you might be thinking of the wargs from the Wildlings. I don't know if the Brotherhood Without Banners had a warg.
Who was with them, though, when they all went out? And was it a wildling that was with them? Because they did become forces, and they all became one.
The Brotherhood? Did the Brotherhood ever hook up with the Wildlings? Not until they went north of the wall after in season 7. But they didn't have a warg with them then.
They did not.
Mm-mm. Not in season 7.
I thought I saw one. I could.
Yeah, I still think you're thinking of when they were talking about the wargs when they were fighting the wildlings and
either way,
Castle Black.
Does each banner, does it matter where they're from to be able to have the ability
to warg?
Yes.
Wargs. Okay, so warging, from what I understand, comes from the children. The ability to warg comes from the children and from the Riverlands.
Okay.
There was a lot of children that lived in the Riverlands. The Riverlands, if you don't know where the Riverlands is, there's actually the map is over there. That's a map over there.
Yeah.
I can show you what the Riverlands is.
Yeah.
But the Riverlands is where the Twins is, and where the Freys are, and where Howland Reed is from, where the Reeds are from. And it's said that the first men, some of the first men, bred or had babies with the children.
Oh.
And then their warging abilities crossed over. And most wargs are going to be blood of the first men because of that reason, because they, made babies with the children.
Right.
Okay? Because the children have that ability.
Right.
The children have the ability to touch the tree and be all that. They have that ability. It's in them.
Interesting.
Yes. So that all comes from the children. And so the Starks specifically, that's probably why the Starks were so important, though, is because I think you're onto something there with the whole pure of heart thing.
Yeah.
Like the Starks have a pure of heart.
Yes.
So maybe they thought that's what there's this whole conversation about the Starks. There's this whole conversation. There's
But
this
y'all
whole,
coming out
we will.
like
We're
40
coming.
minutes ago.
So there's this whole conversation about whether the Night King is a Stark. You know, there's a whole theory about whether the Night King is a Stark.
Yeah.
And if the Night King is a Stark, then your theory would be debunked.
Yes.
Because he would be pure of heart.
He would be pure of heart.
You know, it wouldn't. So, but maybe it's just certain Starks.
Well,
maybe it's not all Starks. Just like it's not all Targaryens are crazy. You know what I mean?
Yes. And the Mad King wasn't mad because I think there was a whole reason why he was mad. Wasn't he drugged up or something?
The Mad King was. Why was the Mad King mad?
I think didn't it start with him getting drugged up? Like they were.
He could have. He could have. That's a good point. He could have got some kind of disease or syphilis or something.
Had syphilis. That's why he was mad.
Who did?
Hitler.
Hitler.
Yeah, he caught syphilis from a Jew.
But you know, George R. R. Martin does that. He uses real life history to create this story.
And they said that he was always messing around.
That's why I think Hitler went crazy because he had syphilis.
Yeah.
And he got it from a Jewish lover.
So it's probably a more reality.
And he hated the Jews so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hitler wasn't 100% German.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm.
Funny how that works out.
No, I mean, like you said, he takes history and puts it in the books.
Yeah. George R. R. Martin always does that.
Yeah.
That's why he's.
You're gonna come out or what?
Yes, we're gonna finish our live stream. We're gonna be.
You think we're gonna start hugging up on each other?
Like they're gonna hug up on us anyway.
We're gonna go out there. They're gonna be slow dancing.
Right. Lovers in the night. That was John.
That was her, John.
We wanted. After the Game of Thrones, I really want to start a series of Cooking with John.
Yeah,
we used to talk about that 20 years ago when no one had a cell phone. We used to talk about Cooking with John.
That's
John. Yes, because
and then us tasting it after.
Us tasting the food. I want to video him. Yeah, you're live streaming. You're on live.
What's up?
Cooking with John. Cooking with John. We're gonna do it.
Celebrating his birthday.
Yeah, you're not. He's the man with no name. You're not supposed to say his name.
All right.
The man with no name.
Peace. Come on, Chloe.
Come on, Chloe, guys.
All right. Well, how long have we been going? Where's the time on this thing? Do you see it anywhere?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it say how long we've been streaming? It should say here somewhere.
That we talked about. There's the Wargy we talked about. Varys that we talked about. Let's get to the main characters, Jon and Daenerys. And
we can save them for tomorrow, you know. We can talk about them tomorrow.
Just bring up the topic and continue it. Is she going to get pregnant or not? Is Jon going to stay with her or not? Once
Look, if she's not pregnant, they just wasted a lot of time talking about pregnancy.
Doing it with the good-looking, what's his name?
John on the boat, having boat sex all the way back.
No, before him. Her other lover before him.
Oh, well, why do I think she's going to get pregnant from John?
Yeah.
First of all, I think it's several reasons. Several reasons. The blood. First of all, they're both Targaryens.
Yes,
okay, so you put that together. That's number one. Number two. I think it's his blood in general is just magic. I think his blood is magic.
Yeah.
And
gave him back.
And then I think number three, the most important part is Viserion died, and he's a sacrifice. And if you watch my Miri Mazdur. If you watch my Miri Mazdur video that talks about Khaleesi and the Miri Mazdur prophecy, it talks about how there must be sacrifice. Yeah. Only death can pay for life.
Yeah.
She says that. Only death can pay for life.
Yeah.
And so when Viserion died, that was her child. It was a sacrifice. It was a death that allowed her to have her womb quicken again, which was another ending part of her prophecy. Remember you watched that when it said when the wind and I showed all of the parts of the prophecy that were coming through, and the last thing was when your womb will quicken again, basically, and it says you will return to him when your womb quickens again. That's where my theory comes that she will die in childbirth because she will return to her first love, Drogo, and die and return to him when her womb quickens again. That means when she gives birth.
So he's coming back to the show.
No, he's not coming back to the show.
As a ghost.
He's not coming back to the show. No, he's not. He's not. A lot of people think John will live, though. A lot of people think he'll actually live.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to live, but I know he's going to like.
I don't think so. I think they're both
If
dying.
she does, I think he's going to. I think his life, his point of his life that they gave him was to fix this war and put the right person on the throne.
Yeah.
And
that's his purpose.
If there is an heir to save their future heir.
Yeah.
His purpose is going to change from finding someone on the throne to saving his bloodline.
Yes, because his bloodline is going to be the connection. It's going to be the middle ground that's going to be like.
Yeah.
It's going to be the middle ground. I still believe in the prophet and believe in the child is going to be the savior. He's going to be the one that's going to lead lead the 7 kingdoms.
Who is going to raise these babies? I say babies because Cersei might have a baby. She might have struck up a deal with her brother and said, "Hey, I'm going to do this as long as you."
I had a really cool conversation with this young lady named Jenna Snow.
Yeah.
On the Amino app.
Yeah.
And I did a whole, when I did my Tyrion video, which was kind of like my Lannister Tyrion video, one of my videos was based on her theory, which she and I kind of talked about, but mostly her theory.
Yeah.
But she had said that, she could see Lannister baby from Cersei and Jon and Daenerys baby being betrothed.
Of course.
And which would be very a common way of ending war in the past.
It goes right back to what Tyrion had said in the first place. Let's end slavery. Let's change the world now. You don't have to do it immediately, but let's make things.
Let's make this work in that direction.
Let's go.
And so working in that direction would be putting the two children of opposing sides
with the person who has that mind
together,
raising them, which is
Tyrion. Just
Tyrion. Enough said.
I mean, I loved that theory. I loved that theory.
I love it.
Because it's a peaceful ending.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time believing that Game of Thrones is just going to be a nice peaceful ending. It's a fairy tale ending.
It's a fairy tale ending. Please don't kill him.
No. They can't kill Tyrion. There's been a lot of there's been a leak out there and a lot of talk about Tyrion dying, and I think they want us to think Tyrion's going to die. I think they want us to be shocked. They want all the leaks, these fake leaks, to go out so that people will believe shit that's not real. So that when they see the reality, they're like, wait a minute, what happened? I thought Tyrion was going to die, and you're like, nah, yeah, I was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I think there's going to be a couple things out there that are going to be real, but most of it's not.
I think you're right. John's going to die once he has his babies in safekeeping. He's going to do everything he can.
Yeah.
Even if he has to get another wife.
Yeah, I would like there to be twins. I'd like there to be some twins.
The Red Woman to come back, even though he's banned her and doesn't want to see her face again, he's going to have to say,
I think the only way she's going to be able to come back and be around anybody in the North or around any of those people and not be like sacrificed, it's going to be either because everybody's going to have to go south to King's Landing, and that's where she ends up coming to, and they're not in rule, so they can't say anything.
Yeah.
Or she's got to be the old lady. She's going to be this little old lady. She's probably going to be like that for a whole episode. And all of a sudden it's going to be like, oh, that's Melisandre.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're going to need her again. They're going to have to find her. And they're going to go seek her out. Because John's going to need another wife back. He's going to need another.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to bring him back again. I don't.
I
think it's going to be Beric.
He's on Beric tomorrow.
I think it's going to be Beric. That's my prediction.
I think Beric's going to do what the books did. Beric gave it the kiss of life to to mom.
Why would they still have Beric alive?
I think Beric's going to give it to Arya.
Yeah, I know that's your prediction. Someone's going to get it.
Someone's going to get it.
Someone's going to get it.
I think
someone is going to get it.
This all goes back to Arya, the Hound, them with the.
I did like that. Of your theory. I did like that.
Why are they in that scene? Why are they learning and listening to this?
Yeah.
Why? Why have them there in that whole thing? they are going to be connected.
Yeah, there's going to be something there, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things I didn't talk about very much in my predictions video. Was one of the reunion. I talked about a lot of reunions, and I didn't talk very much about the Hound and Arya reunion, other than the fact that I believe that they will return to King's Landing together.
She admits
that they will be like, "Come on, let's go. I want to kill the queen, and you want to kill the Hound. Let's go together." I see them doing that.
She admits when she's training, they said, "Who was on your list? Who was on the girl's list?" And she said, "Start saying the list." And she said, "The Hound." And she says, "Well, they go, you sound confused about the Hound." She says, "I am confused about the Hound."
Yeah. She wanted to kill him.
She wanted to kill him.
She doesn't want to kill him
She doesn't
anymore.
want to kill him. She just left him to die naturally by himself. Because
she still doesn't know he's alive.
No, she does not.
She doesn't. So when she finally sees him, it's going to be like...
She's going to know her true feelings.
Yeah.
But this is it. She's so out of control sometimes. She's so hardcore. And she's so focused on that list that she's going to get careless. And yes, I think she's going to need a life. And I think the Hound's
it's possible.
I think the Hound's going to give it to her.
They have been hyping up the Hound and this whole...
And their relationship.
Their connection. Yeah, the whole R'hllor and the whole, the fire gods and all that, and him being connected to all of that. I mean, there's definitely something there. Definitely. Okay, guys. Well, we're gonna close it up for tonight. I know it's kind of late. I'm hoping that some of my viewers from the UK and other countries are gonna enjoy this because you probably is gonna be more of your time period. Yeah. So. But we are going to be doing some live streaming tomorrow. I'm going to be on Instagram because that's what I can actually live stream on my phone. So if you haven't heard the news, you can no longer live stream on your mobile device on YouTube unless you have 1,000 subscribers. So, and I think I've been getting a subscriber or 2 or 3 every day for the last 10 days. So thank you so much. And thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel because I will not be able to I can't walk around on the other side of this table and show it to you on my mobile device because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. Right. So I'll have to do that on Instagram. So, and I will try to share, if I can figure out how to share that Instagram video onto YouTube tomorrow, I will do that because we're going to be doing a lot of Instagramming, live streaming of the dishes we're going to be making. So we're going to be making... Yes, we're going to be making fun stuff tomorrow. So while we're doing that, I'm going to be walking around trying to show you all what we're making. So maybe give you some ideas if you're looking for something that you want to make for your table, for your party. Yeah. So we're gonna be doing that. I hope you guys will be watching for that and be looking for that. And we're going to be having lots of conversations, more conversations tomorrow, talking about the Game of Thrones as we're waiting for the season premiere.
And we want to hear from you guys. Please,
we do
chime in and let us know if we're too far off.
Right.
What we're
saying. Like, hey, no, that can't be because blah, blah, blah. Maybe y'all didn't think of this. Yes. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear you tell us we're wrong.
Yes.
And why you think we're wrong. And what is your prediction and what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I feel the same way you do. I want to hear that. You know?
We want to know what you think. We definitely want to know what you think. We invite it. Yes. Challenge us.
Absolutely.
Yes, challenge us. And we hope that we will actually get some views to be watching us. I'm not seeing anybody in chat talking, so I don't know if I can't even see if anybody's watching. I don't know how to even tell that. So we need to figure that out tomorrow.
Yeah.
We need to figure out how to figure out that. Maybe somebody can tell us.
We'll get the man with no name to help us.
Yes, we'll get the man with no name, the smart geeky man to come help us out. So, okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Yes. Valerian.
Oh, I always have to say my Valerian.
To end it.
So, last time I said Vozes Vantasamazis, which means winter is coming or the long night's coming.
Yeah.
So, what else should I say this one?
You are the mother of dragons.
Mija Daenerys Genesma in Targaryen Yentrar, which means I am Daenerys Targaryen I am Daenerys Stormborn of House Targaryen.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's, what's the other part of that? It's, Mija Daenerys Genesma Targaryen Yentrar, Munyo and Gusnukis Isa, which is Valerian is my mother tongue. Over and out. Bye-bye. I don't know if I should leave like this. Leave the call.